Alright, so an article put out by the Hockey News, the topic of this video is going to be that the chance that the Colorado Avalanche have the opportunity or the chance to possibly get the first 2 overall picks in the 2019 NHL Draft. And the way that this is possible is that they received the first round pick of the Ottawa Senators last year in the trade for the Matt Duchene, and they also have their first round pick this coming year. So the Avalanche have been kind of on like a downslope the past about month. They started off the season really good with Rantanen and Landeskog and McKinnon. They were all just on fire. And for the past few months, like I said, they've been going downhill. They've been losing most of their games. And the way that this possibly could happen is if the Avalanche continue on that downward trend, then they have the opportunity to potentially draft Jack Hughes or Kaapo Kakko, I think his name is, for 1 and 2, because those are the first 2 projected overall picks in the 2019 draft. So what does this mean if this continues happening where the Avalanche continue going on that downswing? Then they get those 2 picks. They're going to be stacked up front because Jack Hughes is a dynamic forward and Kaapo Kakko is another dynamic forward. So imagine the first couple lines of the Colorado Avalanche having them 2 added with Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen, and just imagine that Tristan Jost. Like, imagine the first line, second line. They'd have so much depth up front. But see, what I want to see the Avalanche do is potentially make those trades to like not acquire more first round picks, because they have that depth up forward. They need depth on the blue line. They need depth in goal, because they're struggling with goalies. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank here for a second. Philip Grubauer and Semyon Varlamov. They're struggling tandem. Like I said, there's a large goalie market out there at the moment, I think, and I think if they make those depth trades to get depth there, make their defense core better or make their goaltending better, they will do so much better, because up front they are very top heavy. They've got all the assets in the world to have a good first and second line, which they already have, but they could just have more depth up front. But I think they need to balance it out and get more of that depth defense, because they're giving up so many goals a night. It's not even funny. So the more trades that they can make on defense and get more assets on defense and the less goals they can give up, I feel like they will do a lot better, because they have that offense to continue going. So that's just where I think, and like I said, if they get those first and 2 overall picks, they can definitely, I think, make a trade or 2 to get rid of some of the offense up front, to where they can make that sacrifice to get that number 1 and 2nd defenseman, because they have Tyson Barrie and they have a couple other guys. They've got, it's, what I mean? They have a lot of options to where they can make those moves. I feel like if they make the trade with Columbus, where they can get Bobrovsky for one of those top forwards, it'll be a great add to their team. I feel like, not just at the deadline, but I think like if they can sign, like, say Bobrovsky, if they can get him in a trade or even get him in free agency, it'll be a massive help to them, because they'll have that depth. They need that more depth at defense and more depth at goaltending. Because I remember when they made the trade for Philip Grubauer earlier last year during the draft, he was supposed to be the fix to their backup problems and fix to their starting problems, but he's been kind of shaky. He's had his good fair games. They've kind of just slid more. I feel like if they can make those moves and make those assets like work for them, so they can get better defense, they will do so much better, and they'll be more like a contending team, because they have that offense up front. They just need that depth of defense. So again, it's just my take on it. You don't have to necessarily agree with me, but that's just my take on it and what I feel like they should do. And guys, thank you all so much for watching. This is the second video. Hope you guys kind of enjoyed the first one and this one. Drop a like down below. Follow on Instagram. Let's Talk Hockey today. So go follow us. Drop a like on everything. Updates. Keep it up. And hit the like button with your forehead. I'll see you guys in the next one.